Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Academy of Light, the channel where we use Eastern and Western psychology, philosophy, our human spiritual heritage, and the wisdom of sacred plants such as the psilocybin mushroom, Wachuma cactus, and the ayahuasca vine to figure out a road ahead together, gain insight and strength and the tools that we need to face the challenges of the current moment, which are legion, as we all know. So today I'm going to try to present on a tool known as mindfulness of breathing. Correction, mindfulness of the body. Just did a recording about mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness of the body. And this is one of the foundations of mindfulness taught by the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, about 2,500 years ago. That's indispensable for grounding, powerfully entering the present moment, both in our everyday lives and during journeys, entheogenic journeys, ceremonies with sacred plants. So, okay, maybe first and foremost, what is mindfulness of the body? I'm going to try to improvise this one without looking at my notes. Mindfulness of the body is a visceral awareness of our body. It is not thinking about the body. It is, and you may choose to try it out in this very moment, whether you have awareness of this practice or not. It is sensing the body with the body itself. We can, of course, bring our attention to our right hand. We can bring our attention to our left foot. We can bring our attention to the full experience of our body. Sometimes this is difficult because the body holds a lot of tensions, unprocessed emotions, sometimes trauma. And yet, the way, or one important way to release these tensions, unprocessed emotions, and trauma is through developing the skill set of mindfulness or awareness or remembering this body through the body itself. Now, perhaps the second question is, why is this important? Especially, it seems, in the modern Western educational system, which is the educational system used throughout the world at present, there is a tremendous emphasis on the cognitive faculty, which is a beautiful power that we have as human beings. But it is only one power, and it is in certain ways limited. There are things it can do very well, there are things that it is terrible at. If we want to, for example, connect with the beauty of this world and experience love for this world, without which we will destroy our harmony with nature, something we seem to be in the process of doing. And I apologize, there's a bit of wind. I hope it is not disturbing the sound too much. If we want to fall in love with creation, we have to do it as creatures who are embodied, not floating heads or abstract intellects that will only get us so far. We gotta feel it, to put it in colloquial language. And a lot of modern society conspires to separate us from experiencing our body. You know, the body's kind of messy. Its feelings are very complex. And a lot of the market, you know, the capitalist market, and I'm not knocking the market, just stating the fact that it's designed to numb and to give us pleasure. And pleasure is lovely. But if that's all that we are chasing, we become utterly disassociated from our bodies, from each other, from the beauty of this world. So I think that the Buddha and other great teachers throughout time, realizing this, have given us practices to come back, return, remember the body. Let's speak about a couple of these practices. How does one actually practice this mindfulness of the body? Well, like many tools, and I'm gonna hope to God that this one is not too much, like many tools, it begins with the breath. The breath is something that the body does. The body breathes itself. And the body does not actually need our attention to breathe, thankfully. We're not very good at attention as beings. And when we connect with the process of breathing, and see the previous episode in order to go deeper on mindfulness of breathing, we are de facto connecting with our bodies. So it can begin with a simple, perhaps Gatha, 2-line poem. Breathing in, I'm aware of my breath. I'm aware of my breath on the out-breath. And doing this a few times, we become a bit attuned to our breathing and to this moment, because of course we're always breathing now. And then the attention can shift to the body as a whole. Breathing in, I'm aware of my body. Breathing out, I am alive. Breathing in, I am aware of my body. Breathing out, I send gratitude to my body. I'm going to speak momentarily about gratitude and sending it to the body, experiencing the body and sending gratitude. And this can be done in a body scan also. Breathing in, I'm aware of my feet on the ground. Breathing out, I send a thank you to my feet. If we take that one, for example, the feet are always working very hard. For some of us more than others. And yet, for all of us, thankfully, that are fortunate enough to have feet. Sending gratitude to each part of the body brings awareness, brings a little bit of a wholesome kind of pleasure. And by wholesome, I mean leading away from suffering towards freedom, liberation. And allows us to stay here with the breath, with the body. Another very good practice that I'd like to share is the practice of moving the attention to where we might be experiencing any discomfort. At this moment, I'm standing on this mountain, so I'm standing on a bit of a hill, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on my left foot. So I can use that slight discomfort in my left foot, and sometimes it'll be greater discomfort or pain, as a doorway to enter the present moment. It's said in the Buddhist tradition that there are 84,000 doors to the Dharma. That means there are many, many, many ways of entering the present, of entering wisdom and insight that is hidden like a gem in the present moment, like a gem might be hidden in a cave. So, in this particular moment, just now, I used my left foot as a door of the Dharma. And if you're experiencing any discomfort right now, you can practice with it. For example, right now I've shifted my weight to my right foot. Breathing in, I experience the tension running from my right foot up my spine. Breathing out, I send compassion to my body. Breathing in, aware of any tensions in the body. Breathing out, sending compassion to the body. This experiencing of tensions, discomfort, and pain, and sending compassion and care with attention and with the breath is a wonderfully important aspect of mindfulness of the body. So for kind of the last third of the sharing of this tool, and wow, this wind, hopefully y'all can hear me. For the last third, I want to speak about how this is connected to journeys with our medicine plant allies. You know, the nature of the psychedelic or entheogenic journey or ceremony can be incredibly visionary. We might perceive that there are angels speaking to us. Or we might perceive visions of ancient lands. The psyche speaks a very symbolic language, the language of symbol, the language that we experience when we dream. And when we experience these visions and this kind of flight, the mind can become extremely disconnected from the body. If this happens, and as the mind does not perceive the signals being sent by the body, the signals will grow louder in order for the mind to hear. It's like a little knock. And as those signals grow sufficiently loud for the mind to hear, it can become frightened and disoriented during this journey and flight. Because of that, we want the mind and the body to continually return to one another. And of course, this is done through mindfulness of breathing and mindfulness of the body, in addition to many, many other tools that we will be presenting as we go at the Academy of Light. And the psychedelic journey also, if we're paying attention, is going to teach us how to practice mindfulness of the body. It's going to teach us about the tremendous sacredness of the earth from which our body is made. It's going to teach us how to be here, alive, right now. As we experience these teachings and come back down and from the mountaintop return to the valley or marketplace of our lives, we will hopefully integrate and remember these teachings and practice more mindfulness of the body, both on the meditation cushion when we practice meditation, which is an incredibly important and supportive practice in our lives and in the visionary realm. In our everyday lives, walking around, sitting, lying down, living. And as we practice it there, we will develop that skill and then bring it back to the visionary realm when it feels right to journey again. And thereby creating a virtuous feedback loop or cycle, strengthening our ability to be here, and through that developing our access to insight and wisdom, growing stronger and gaining the strength together to live in harmony with one another and live in harmony with the beauty of creation. Hopefully passing that beauty to the generations to come. And that's it for today. That is the tool of mindfulness of the body. Thank you very much, as always, for being here. Much love to you from the Sacred Valley of Peru. Cheers, everyone.